Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Dave's Kitchen, the Freeze Drying Academy. Alright, so we've already done a few videos on candy, okay? And candy is just exploding the freeze dry world. But at the same time, we're seeing concern from individuals that may have diabetes or other health issues where they cannot have sugar. And their whole concern is, why do I want to spend $1,500 plus on a machine if all it does is candy? Okay, I get their concern because that's really what's out there. When you type in with freeze dry, automatically candy this, candy that. But there's a whole different realm of what you can freeze dry, and that's why Crazy Dave is out here to try to find it, trying to teach it, find out what's good, find out what's bad, so you don't make the same mistakes that I'm willing to make myself because I want to learn this, okay? But today, a little bit different. We're going to do some freeze-dried fruit, okay? So right here, this one is some mixed melon. I got some watermelon, I got some cantaloupe, and I got some honeydew. Same thing, some mixed melon. And this one's a little bit different. This one here is just cantaloupe, okay? Now, one of the reasons why I love shopping the clearance section of my local grocery store is because you'll find deals like this. You'll find them on clearance. I'm not sure if you guys can see this on camera, but I'm going to show you a picture of the prices here. So you'll see every single one of these was on a clearance deal, okay? And the reason why is, they're getting ready to expire because they're fresh fruit. A lot of time people will pass this up because they're like, I don't want to take it home, and it's going to sit there for a day or two, and it's going to go bad. But in the freeze-dried world, we want these deals. Why? Because we got this piece of magical equipment right here. Come home, put in your freeze dryer, and guess what? You now preserve something that can last a very long time while maintaining its original nutritional value. That's right. Original nutritional value is maintained in freeze dried. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as I show you how to freeze dry some fruit that is nutritious and healthy, and the kids are going to love it. So here's what the trays look like when I got done slicing them. And I do recommend that you slice your fruit. So we got some watermelon, we've got some cantaloupe, and then we got some honeydew. And again, I sliced them all up. I put them on all the trays here. So take a look at that, how wonderful they are. Just remember that when you are preparing your trays, the fruit, or any object for that matter, needs to be a little bit below the top of the tray so it goes into the tray nice and well. So here's something I want to show you guys. These are like tray stackers, little like adapters that go onto your trays over here. I can't remember exactly where I got them from. I know I got them online at a freeze drying supply store. I am using one-handed here because I am short on my camera person today. But you'll see they kind of snap on the trays. And they are temporary. You're only going to leave them on while you are stacking your trays because it helps when you put them in the freezer. It takes less space. Now here's what it looks like when it's all said and done. So you'll see the 4 trays are stacked on top of the stackers. Let's walk around here, take a look at that. Nicely, neatly, and organized. So when you put them in the freezer, it doesn't take up a lot of space here. So now we're just going to go ahead and open up my freezer. I've got a stand-up freezer in the garage here. And you'll see that these trays really do not take up a lot of space. Now, of course, there's my Oreo ice cream bars. That's a whole different video on freeze-dried ice cream. Well, as you can see again, not much space is needed when you use those stackers. We're going to leave them here in the freezer for a little bit until they get nice and hard. Alright guys, it's been a few hours and these things are pretty well frozen. You can kind of try to pick one up. You'll see they're pretty frozen. So now they're going to go into the freeze dryer. Now remember I said earlier, you have to remove the tray. So let's go ahead and open up the freeze dryer. It is ready to go. And you got to remove the little tray dividers. So we're going to go ahead and put that in tray 1 over here. And you'll see these little tray dividers. What I want to show you is, look, it won't fit if you don't take them off. So they're pretty easy to pop off. Just kind of lift your hand up and it just pops right off. Throw them off to the side here. And you'll see that all 4 of them are now off. And then you can go ahead and slide it into your freeze dryer. Well, I'm going to keep loading these up. We're going to freeze dry them and I'll bring you back at the finished product. Okay, guys, so let's zoom on in here. You'll see this on the gauge here. Shows it's been about 22 and a half hours, okay? The reason for that is watermelon is mostly water. And we also know that honeydew and cantaloupe, there's a lot of water in it, so it takes about that long to dry out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. I'm going to test out some of it. I want to make sure that it's brittle. If not, we're going to add some more time. So right now, we're just going to go ahead and cancel here. We're going to go ahead and open the valve. Let all the air out. And we're going to open it up. We're going to pull out the tray. Now, the first one right here is watermelon. So let's take a look at that. Let's zoom in here. Pour it down there. That's the watermelon, and that's also a little bit of the cantaloupe. So let's pull a piece of watermelon up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to snap it. And it seems kind of flexible. Let me see. That is dry. But I do think I want to put in there a little bit longer. Maybe about another 6, 7 hours. I'm going to go to bed pretty soon. So I'll think overnight on that one. Because it does seem a little too chewy still. So we're going to put that back in there. We're going to test out the next one, which happens to be cantaloupe. Let's see, cantaloupe, let's see. Now that one seems like it snapped a lot. Okay, let's see. The cantaloupe is really good, and that one is done. So I'm going to leave that one out, because we're going to package that one up. But the watermelon, I still think it's not well done. This is the honeydew melon. Let's go ahead and grab one of the thicker pieces here. Let's see. Right here. And that one also snapped really good. Okay, let's see. It's still a little chewy here and there. So I'm going to put that one back in. Always good to have a little bit of extra time. And the last one is also cantaloupe again. I'm going to grab this piece right here. It's really thick. Let's see if we can get the camera in here. See if we can hear the crack. I guess you guys might have missed it, but it cracks. No, you can't hear it. So let's test this one out. Now, that one, very wet. So this one, I'm going to move down this one to the bottom. Remember, anything on the bottom tray does take a longer time. So because it's still cold and wet, that means it needs more drying time. So we're going to close the door. Make sure you close your vacuum valve here. And hit more dry time. I did not like that at all. That was still very, very moist and still had a lot of water in it. So we're going to hit continue. It's going to ask me how much more drying time, and I'm going to go ahead and give it at least 12 hours. And then I'll check it in the morning. But that's how simple it is to freeze dry fruit. Now, one of the things we're going to do once we're done is, again, go back to the log. Because what I can do is I can write in here some notes. Hey, the cantaloupe was still a little on the wet side, added more time. But that's fine, because right now, this little timer right here, you got to zoom in here, is still counting down from the original time. So even though I added 12 hours, I may not need all 12. I'm still going to check it throughout the day. But right here, that's the key point. 22 and a half hours so far, we're going to be done. Average fruit, about 24 plus hours, and it's always good to do what I did. Pull out the tray, break them, taste test them. That way you know whether or not there's still moisture in them, just like we found out in the cantaloupe. Well, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching Crazy Dish Kitchen. Hit the like, subscribe, comment below. I'll see you next time.